Hello and welcome to the show. When I was looking through the car list on Project Cars 2, I came across this Jaguar, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to go racing with it. This is a V12 E-Type, apparently a Group 44 classic race car, and, well, it's an E-Type, it looks fantastic. So, yeah, I wanted to give it a try. I have just noticed something, actually, when the camera spins back to a slightly better point. So this is the kind of default livery for the car. That looks very much like a Goodwood Festival of Speed number sticker that goes on all the cars that go up the hill climb. If that's what that is, I can't really read the writing on it, and I don't know if the text is high enough resolution to make it out, but that very much looks... That's a really neat little detail that I wasn't expecting to see, but there we go. Now, I was initially planning on doing this race with all of the cars from the vintage GTA category. However, when I loaded up to give a test, the E-Type is the fastest by a really long way. By quite a number of seconds a lap. The other cars, like the Trans Am Camaro, there's an old Porsche, a Ferrari Daytona, couple of other cars as well, and this Jag is so much quicker than them. So instead it's going to be a one-make race. Going to be 32 of us taking on the Algarve circuit, a track that I don't know particularly well, certainly before doing this. Haven't seen it in too many places outside of Project Cars. I think the only other place I would have driven it in was Grid Autosport, I think, is where I vaguely remember the circuit from. It is a very cool track, though. As you can see from this particular camera shot, elevation change is pretty damn spectacular. Very, very spectacular. Of course, naturally, I'm going to be starting from the back, which means plenty of cars to try and overtake on my way, hopefully up towards the front. I don't know in 8 laps whether I can get all the way to the front. Kind of a top 10 would be good, maybe a top 5. Kind of, it does depend on A, how well things go on the first lap, and B, if the leaders run away, how bigger a gap I have to try and make up. Here we go, we are off. Okay, maybe I didn't want to go up into seconds. Straight from the off. I go with a rolling start just to try and alleviate some chaos from these opening corners, or it does a little bit, because it is a very weird kind of turn one. Oh, it's got a little bit more chaotic than I would have liked. There's a little bumping, we're fine though. It's a weird turn one, kind of a very wide turn one, and the AI do get a little bit sort of stuck and concertinaed up on the way into, well, I guess it was technically sort of a turn 3 here. We're trying to sneak, we are sneaking our way up the inside of a bunch of cars. We're up to 23rd. Yeah, not the greatest start by me, but there we go. We have got somebody sat on our outside. I think we will out-drag them on the run to the hairpin. Oh, there's been an AI crash. I'm trying to bail out of that one and find an alternate route somewhere, anywhere. I think I made up a position in that. I don't really know. Oh yeah, let's go 3 wide. This is, no, let's not go 3 wide because you had a twitch and I did, okay, maybe not 3 wide. 3 wide, bad idea. Especially on opening lap. I mean, 3 wide, generally a difficult idea. Oh, shall we try to go through the middle? There's a lot of cars and there's nowhere to go for me. Hey, we got a place though. We're going to get 2 places. Well, that's one way to do things. That is definitely one way to make those things work. Can I sneak up the inside here? Now, I'm very, very wary of going on the curbs with this car. I don't know what it is. The Algarve curves don't look particularly bad in comparison to any other circuit, but if you put the Jag across them, it gets real, or it can get really, really unhappy, especially if you're on the brakes or something. If you're asking the car to do anything remotely difficult, it'll get increasingly grumpy with you if you were running it across the curbs. And this was going up here to now the final corner. Oh, you're very slow through there. Normally the AI are much better than me through there. I'm not very good at the final turn here. And that's a lap at the Algarve circuit. Oh, Christ. If you do see me run wide at any point on this track, I will deliberately avoid trying to cut back across the curbs to rejoin the circuit. I'm also terrible under brakes into turn 1 here. Really, really, really don't like the first corner. I don't know what it is. The AI just seem to be able to slow down so much better than me there. And if I try and do what they do, I end up massively making mistakes. We're going to fight our way back. We're going to sneak up the inside through the next part. Will he try? He's credit to the grey car. They fought that one. They really fought that one on the outside there. It wasn't quite going to work. I'm tempted to try and stick this one around the outside in case the AIs all get stacked up. Oh, a bit too much oversteer from me. There's oversteer from the car behind. It was all pretty busy. Now, these vehicles are not actually that, aside from their tendency to do strange things if you are running across a curb and steering, or definitely don't brake with the wheel on the curb in this car. That is a surefire way to have a very big crash or a very, very, very big near miss. I don't know what it is in particular about this one, but yeah, like here, I've really got to be mindful not trying to stop with that wheel on the curb, because it'll get very upset at me. We've got a car looking around behind us. He's not going to be able to do very much there. Okay, field is calmed down a little bit, not much, but a little bit. It's been a busy start to the race. You'll also notice I am taking this penultimate corner, I take a completely different line to the AI cars. Actually fairly similar in terms of speed. They tend to take a very early apex and run a lot wider on the exit. I take a very, very late apex. When I try and take the early apex line like they do, I cannot get any speed out of the car there. Just none. None at all. When I take a very, very late apex, it looks weird and it's very different to what they do. However, I can seem to get a half decent amount of speed. Please don't do that. Just want to be left alone through turn 1. I just want to be far enough away from AI cars when it gets to turn 1 that I'm not having to worry about somebody, because I know I'm terrible there. Thankfully, through this next corner, we just scoot around the outside because everybody's got a little bit confused. That works for me. That's us up into 15th. Okay, our march towards the top 10 is a go. Our march towards the top 10 is very much a go. And we're not going to be able to. We're not going to do much in terms of overtaking, but I'm going to cover that inside just so nobody has a sneaky sniff around. I think potentially part of the reason why I'm struggling in a couple of corners where I'm struggling, a couple of corners where I'm actually quite fast, is to do with I tend to, certainly on this game, but especially with this car, I tend to be slower on the way into corners but faster on the way out. It tends to be just the line I take the way I drive the cars. In some places that's a big benefit, like that crest over there. It's been a very, very big benefit. Other places not quite so much. And yeah, kind of put that together. Ooh, a little bit of a lock-up as I went down into first gear there. Kind of forced the Christmas E-Type a bit wide, but there was no contact, nobody fell off the road, it's all good. We are up into a 14th place. And some of these slow corners as well, I can seem to get the Jag turned into very nicely, which is always good. It's always what you want. Yeah, again, you'll see the AIs are going up very, very wide over there, and I'm kind of going, waiting for a little bit later and then stamping on the throttle. It does the job. I'm not sure that was the best lap example for me, but you know, never mind. Final corner is an interesting bugger. I feel like in a car with high downforce, it'd be a really, really cool. It would be flat out. I have no doubt a car with a decent amount of downforce, decent amount of grip, that would be an easily flat out corner. In these, it's really dodgy. I cannot slow the car down there. I don't understand turn 1 in this car. Okay, more to the point, I don't understand how the AI can brake as late as they do in turn 1 and stop it without locking up when it's going downhill and everything. It boggles the mind the way that they drive that corner. I don't know whether it's the way the difficulty works cheats for the car's braking performance, or whether I'm doing something very dumb with this car. Like, I feel like if I go as aggressive on the brakes as would be needed to slow the car down there, everything would just lock up entirely and we would never make the corner. So I think I'm going to go back to just driving it how I know, don't worry about what the AIs are doing, and we'll focus on making lap time elsewhere. Here's where I'm particularly quick. On the exit as we come up over. I love this crest. The first few times you drive this circuit, kind of looks like a normal hill, and then all of a sudden the entire world drops away once you get over it. Oh, you're going to make me work for this position. We're going to do it again. We will get that turned in. He's not going to be able to turn in well enough to make all of that happen. I will say thank you very much. That is me up into a 12th place. Perfect. I say perfect, I mean, it'd be nice to be a first, but we're coming up towards half distance. It's not too not too bad. So we're from 32nd on the grid to 12th in 4 laps. We've got plenty of time to try and work our way into the top 10 and maybe even in towards a top 5. Going to bounce around there. I'm being a little cautious through this final corner. Don't want to risk running wide over that curb and doing dumb things with the car. Okay. We're going to have to kind of defend. We're going to have to try and park it in the middle of the road. Focus on just getting the car stopped. I mean, he can try to go around the outside. They might actually manage to make that one happen, but he's not going to be quick enough going through. A turn 2 will be stuck on the outside. It's turn 3 where I will suddenly have the big old advantage, and he's actually going to lose a place in all of that. So there's a big old advantage. Not quite as much as I would like, but there we go. Field staying pretty damn close together, which is what I want to see. In fact, actually, there's a big old fight going on for second place. I can't really do much about getting past these cars here at this moment in time. Are we gonna? Oh, we might be able to sneak around the outside. No, he's gonna kind of cover that off. No, not gonna fit there. Can we cut back? No, it's gonna be on this run up over the crest. I think is where we're gonna do it. Another lap, another pass up over here. I think that will work out quite nicely for me. We'll have a little lift just in case he tries to shove that one around the outside. You are going to park that in the middle of the road. I'm not going to be able to do anything there. I might be able to get him in the final corner. That's currently what I am thinking about. Not final corner, sorry, penultimate corner. Because you can sometimes, if you are close enough, confuse their lines with a big old dive here, which I think I can probably do well enough. Yeah, because we can park our car here, and then they're not going to really like going for that wider exit, or not get enough speed off of it. I don't know why you're telling me a fast car is approaching. I'm definitely not about to go a lap down. I hope not. Anyway, oh, it's a great cutback from that blue car. He's going to do it as well, annoyingly. Oh, this is a great battle for 10th. Oh, I hoped I could have got that pass done. I do seem to have got a bit more speed going. He's going to fire past me on the way into turn 1 because they can actually slow the car down convincingly into turn 1 and get that stopped. Oh, why have you parked that? You got through the corner fine and then you just stopped. Why did he give up? I know, bounced across the curb, but it got very confused. I guess it was on a really wonky line for him. And yeah. Well, I mean, that's not so good, because I mean that's kind of cost us any chance of getting higher than 10th this lap. It's sort of knocked our progress back a little bit. I mean, I'd like to be able to get a pass done here, but it's too crowded. Even if we were close enough to have a big go up the inside, to do it, you'd end up plonking the car ahead. I'm going to be exactly the same position I was last lap around. Not going to do it on the way in here. Not going to be able to do it on the way into this corner. But get that good run on the exit. There we go. Up over the crest. That will be another position. And are we close enough here to have a look? No, not really. Not really, and I don't want to do something dumb and spin the car. That's a nasty, nasty braking zone. It's quite difficult to get that braking zone straight, essentially, with the way that's... I say double apex corner, perhaps that's not quite the right terminology for it. Are we going to do an exact carbon copy of last lap? I'm kind of in the right place. No, not really in the right. I'm not quite close enough to go for a sniff up the inside here. And, oh, I've got way too much wheel spin. Okay, I mean, that was a little bit ambitious by me. It was a little bit ambitious by me to go for the throttle there. I don't think I'm going to be able to make that. I'm going to bail out of it and focus on not cutting across the curb. It's actually quite bumpy on the outside there. It's not really, funnily enough, a line you'll want to end up taking, but there we go. Right, let's try and slow this down for turn 1. There we go. We are going to be potentially passed. Oh, no, he's going to back out of that one. I'm very glad that you did. Oh, we're going to stack up. Yes, that's what we need to see. There's just no space. It is what I needed to see. I just needed a little bit more space to try and sneak that one. It's worth a try. Yeah, we've got to these positions and now really struggling to move any further forward. Because again, whoa, why again? We're stopping on corners. Come on, people. we don't have to come to a complete grinding halt just because there's a corner there. I mean, we've got to slow down for them, but we don't have to do the whole stopping malarkey. I mean, I've got A position in all of that, which I guess is quite nice. Oh, curbs are bad, curbs are bad. Watch the curbs, and up over the hill we go. Are we going to get a good enough run to make this work? Quite possibly. It's going to be dicier than the last ones we've done. Just kind of force the point. It's probably not going to want to squeeze around the outside there. That's us up into 8th, although that big wiggle in the braking zone is going to put us back down to 9th again. God damn it. I mean, I guess at least we made a position this lap because the green cars were busy fighting one another and kind of cost each other a lot of time. I can't do anything there. Now, I might be close enough, though, to do this. It's going to be from a long, long way back. We're going to end up kind of backing the car into this penultimate turn. Stop wiggling. Yes. Had to kind of put the squeeze on a little bit on the exit there. Oh, now we're up on 2 wheels and bouncing around. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. We've gone very, very exploring there. That bump's not fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's quite softly sprung. It does bounce around a fair bit, this car. Are you really going to want to do that around the outside at turn 1? Oh, you are going to want to. I'm not going to give you much space because I can't slow the car down there. It's, yeah, not advisable. Not advisable trying that particular manoeuvre. I think 7th is really about all. I don't think I can get more than 1 car this lap. Certainly bearing in mind where I am in terms of track position, I don't think I can unless unless everybody does get very, very, very stacked up somewhere, which they are fighting a lot for A position. I don't know. Problem is that I know where we're strongest, and I don't think I can get more than 1 car there. Certainly more than 1 car safely there. Oh, duck underneath him. We might actually be able to get 1 there. Get a good run up over the hill. Now, I don't think I'm going to get to the inside of you here. Can we get alongside on the run up towards these next corners? Yes, we can. Get it stopped. Whereabouts is that green car? It is behind us. We're up to 6th. Now that was some opportunistic stuff right there. And then we're coming in this corner here. We are pretty strong through as well, which is nice. Now, I'm not going to be close enough to try anything here, unfortunately. Not going to be close enough or good enough to try anything here. Focus on getting that exit where we can. Oh, 1 more turn. I don't have to worry about the first corner anymore, thank God. 1 more turn it is for the E-Type. What a mad race that one was. Oh, that was a bonkers race. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed that race. Oh, yeah. The curbs are horrendously mean with this car. I got away with not running across them too much, which was really quite nice. However, those curbs are mean. If you keep off them, this is a great circuit. I really like the circuit. I like the elevation change. There's some good overtaking spots. I don't like turn 1, but that's my fault, not the track's fault. It's a good turn 1. I just can't drive it to save my life yet. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, the E-Type's a good fun car to go racing with. Much, much better fun when you do just a one-make race with it. Don't bother with the other ones because the E-Type is stupid quick in comparison. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.